Here's the thing no one tells you about ancestor season. Remembrance isn't all candlelight and comfort. Sometimes it's looking straight at the patterns that your family handed you, shame, silence, obedience, and deciding it ends here. If you've ever felt like you're carrying weight that doesn't belong to you, if you've ever looked around your family table and thought, I love them, but I cannot keep living this way, this is for you. This week, we're talking about deconditioning and remembrance. And by the end of this, you'll know how to spot obedience scripts that are running in your body, how to honor ancestors without glamorizing their pain, and one simple remembrance ritual you can do right now as we head towards Samhain. Welcome to Your Witchy Mother. We cover everything your mother never taught you without the guilt. Body-led choices, steady money, clear boundaries, with practical rituals and zero performance. Hey, I'm Melanie, your witchy mother, and around here we cover everything your mother never taught you without the guilt. Body-led choices, steady money, clear boundaries, and practical rituals that actually fit in your real life. I help women who've walked away from high control systems remember their own power and live it every day. My work is rooted in sovereignty, remembrance, and truth-telling you can feel in your body. This week, we're stepping into one of the most tender parts of the work, deconditioning the patterns you didn't choose and remembering the ancestors honestly, not just the pretty stories, but the silence, the sacrifice, and the shame too. Let's get into it. I grew up in a line of women who knew things. My grandmother could read a room before anyone spoke. My mother could sense a storm by the shift in the air. These were gifts, but no one ever called them that. Instead, they were told to hush, to be nice, to stay quiet, to not make anyone uncomfortable. So I inherited their knowing and their silence. Both live in my body. Both shape my choices. And that's the thing about lineage. It doesn't just hand you recipes and heirlooms. It hands you the unspoken rules, the family scripts, and those scripts will run your life if you don't name them. So I want to ask you, what's one family rule that you never agreed to, but you still find yourself following? Maybe it's always keeping the peace. Maybe it's putting everyone else first. Maybe it's never talking about money or sex or pain. Those are the ghosts you don't see, but they're still in the room. My first rosary, I remember kneeling until my knees ached. I thought pain equaled devotion. That's what I'd been taught. If it hurt, it must be holy. But that wasn't devotion. That was obedience disguised as holiness. That was shame disguised as lineage. So when I talk about composting shame, this is what I mean. Composting doesn't throw the past away. It takes what's rotten and lets it feed something new. Some people worry that naming this is dishonoring their family. But no, telling the truth is the highest form of honor. Pretending it was all fine is the real betrayal. Honoring my grandmother means naming both her fierce work ethic and the silence that suffocated her. Honoring my mother means blessing the care that she gave me and refusing to repeat the obedience that broke her down. That's honest remembrance. Let me give you one simple ritual you can start today. Every morning, pour a small glass of water. Place it somewhere you'll see it. The kitchen counter, your bedside table, your altar if you have one. This is your ancestor cup. When you see it, name one thing you've inherited. Just one. Whisper it into the water. This is seen. This is tended. This is mine to keep or return. That's it. The first time I did this, I named my grandmother's work ethic. The next day, I named her silence. Both were true. Both needed tending. Water remembers, and you'll start to remember too. Not just the good, not just the pain, but the wholeness of where you come from. That's the ground you can stand on when you choose what continues. When I left the church, the hardest part wasn't the beliefs, it was the calendar. My whole life was mapped by holidays, holy days, and rituals someone else told me were sacred. When I walked away, I felt adrift. I didn't know when to rest, when to feast, when to pause. And that's when I realized I get to choose my own rhythm. Now my calendar is the turning of seasons, the cycle of my body, the rituals that make sense at my table. That's deconditioning too. It's not just what you say no to, it's what you say yes to. So let me ask you, what's one tradition you've kept only out of guilt? What would happen if you laid it down this year? What space would open if you chose differently? This work can be raw. It can stir up more than you expect. And that's why I made the Witch's Energy Reset spell. It's free, it takes 5 minutes, and it's what I use when remembrance feels heavier than my body can hold at the moment. Here's what I want you to take with you. You don't have to carry silence, shame, or obedience forever. You are the one who gets to choose what continues. Tonight, pour a glass of water, name one inheritance, bless it, and decide what stays and what returns. That's remembrance. That's deconditioning. I'm your witchy mother, and I'll see you next week.